Hello everyone, I'm back with another quick recap and review of Rick and Morty. Today I'm talking about Season 8, Episode 2, Valkyrick. There will be spoilers in this review, so watch the episode first before watching me, unless you're the sort of person who likes to live dangerously, in which case you can totally be my friend. This episode centers on the exploits of Space Beth and gives us a deeper look at the Gronflamites. It starts with a rebel group called the Defiance over-bureaucratically plotting the assassination of the Gronflamite Queen, only to discover that their assassin, Beth Sanchez, has grown impatient and undertaken the mission. Breaking into the Queen's chamber, Beth discovers another Gronflamite has already assassinated the Queen, and she gets blamed for it. Unable to escape, Space Beth reluctantly calls Rick, who comes to her rescue and brings her back to the Defiance headquarters. The Defiance is upset about what they perceive to be a botched operation, and Rick plays the role of overprotective parent, getting Space Beth kicked out of the Defiance. Space Beth wants to find out who killed the Queen and why, and Rick offers to help as he has contacts in the underworld. They torture a bug supremacist for information that leads them to a bug eugenicist. The first guard they encounter inhales a substance and turns into a giant super soldier bug who proves much harder to kill than a regular Gronflamite. Two more guards arrive and inhale the substance emanating from the corpse and turn into super soldiers. After they're killed, Rick discovers that the compound contains a fungus that affects bugs. At which point, the villain of the piece appears and reveals that the fungus is a symbiote bent on galactic domination. The Queen refused to distribute the fungus to the population, so he had her killed and replaced with a robot double who will. After failing to kill Rick and Space Beth by blowing them out of an airlock, he escapes while unleashing several Ultraflamites to attack them. Rick then concocts a plan to infiltrate the celebration of the Queen's birthday to prevent the release of the fungus, but the plan falls apart when one key Gronflamite contact of Rick's fails to show, forcing them to fight their way through to the fake Queen. They prevent the spread of the fungus, but are captured by the Gronflamites. Space Beth is infected by the fungus and is slowly turning, forcing the two of them to team up with the Gronflamite military, who have detected a large subterranean spore hive beneath the planet's surface. Rick ends up killing several dozen Gronflamite volunteers before finding a cure for the fungus that he tests on himself first. Armed with the cure, they find that they killed so many Gronflamites that only a small number remains for the attack squad. Citing that it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, Rick enlists Birdperson and his daughter to accompany them. Entering the tunnel system, they are quickly attacked by Ultraflamites. Bird Daughter revels in the killing, and Space Beth and Rick share a small moment. The villain then appears controlling a massive Ultraflamite. His ability to control the monster is limited, and he ends up getting impaled by his own creation. The surviving team delivers the cure bomb and escapes and are recognized by the Gronflamites at a Star Wars-style awards ceremony. So what did I think of it? The story was a solid sci-fi space adventure, though to quote Space Beth, it was not creatively trailblazing. A lot of the undertones seemed to be about the growing bond between Space Beth and Rick, and very minorly Birdperson and Bird Daughter, but it lacked the moments of reflection and emotional undertones of past seasons when characters face emotional revelations, positive or negative. By and large, the emotional beats felt rushed and lacked impact. That said, the episode still had funny moments and clever jokes, but I would rate this as less rewatchable than the previous episode. It was interesting to see more details about the Gronflamites and their culture, though it's rather confusing that they have a queen that bangs drones and lays eggs, but still maintains smaller atomic family units, and there are members of the species who go against the insect order, like Crumbopulus Michael or the obvious Gronflamite member of the Defiance. It was also nice that in a universe with infinite variety and uniqueness, we got to see some callbacks, such as a member of Squanchy's species in the Defiance. I see the potential of how a sustained peace between the Galactic Federation and the Defiance will likely free Space Beth up to be available for more adventures with the family in the future. Speaking of, the rest of the family was absent in this episode, and notably, this is the third episode we haven't seen Jerry in. With the death of Rick Prime back in Season 7, I feel the series has lost some of its momentum. There isn't the vague, mysterious backstory and revenge quest driving Rick anymore, and while these new stories seem to be focusing on the expanded universe of the show, it feels more aimless than before. But that's just my opinion. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share to support my channel. And if you really want to support me and would like to read some science fiction that is hopefully a little more creatively trailblazing, check out my debut novel Holocene for sale on Amazon. I'm gradually working on the second book in the trilogy in between everything else in life. I hope to be back soon with more reviews, and as always, thanks for watching.